So we all love spring, but not as much as our plants love spring. So, and there's some common myths that come with this new season. So this morning we are going to nip them in the bud. Here to help us do it, plant and interior stylist Hilton Carter, also author of the Propagation Handbook. Oh, we always love when you're here, brother. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Let's start with this first myth, because we were just talking. I actually thought you could water your orchids with ice cubes.
I've been watering my orchids with ice cubes.
Great. I would say not to do that. Tell me where in the wild orchids are getting ice cubes for moisture.
That's about
in
hotel lobbies everywhere. Yes, some are told to do that. That is the lazy man's way of watering your plants. If you want them to thrive, especially your orchids, you want to soak them in water. You want to do the parenting yourself. Take them to a sink, soak them in water for about 10 minutes, then put them back, and do this every 3 days.
Really?
Adding ice cubes isn't the proper process, but it's alleviating all the work that you need to do and the bonding you want to do with those plants. And I will say this, another myth really quick to bust when it comes to orchids. When these blooms fall off the plant, please don't discard the plants. They will re-bloom. If there's green,
mine are just like dried out.
Is there a way to get those blooms back?
Yeah, you provide them more moisture, give them the right light. Humidity is important. Kitchens, bathrooms where there's humidity, that's where you want to put them.
That we've had for 3 years.
Well, I will say this:
just a stick sitting in a pot.
Put ice cubes in your tea, not in your orchids for sure. What's your second myth here?
Okay, low maintenance plants don't need light.
Don't need light. All plants need light. Back to the environment, nature. Yes, they need light. But low maintenance plants like snake plants, ZZ plants, pothos, while they can tolerate low light, they need some sort of, I guess, illumination to thrive. So if you do have a lot of light, you can place them in there and they'll thrive. But if you have low light situations, you can push them into those corners. Don't expect them to bloom and bust open, but they will be okay.
Can a plant get too much light?
Can a plant get too much light? Great question. Yes, a plant can get too much light depending on the type of plants. Plants that love a lot of direct sun, like cacti, succulents, they'll be cool. But this palm, these brownie, this is your plant.
So the myth is once something's happening, it's like it's
What'd
dying.
you do to this plant?
I don't know. It's sitting around.
Can he get this one back?
He can get it back, but it's showing brown edges. That could be too much sun, but I'm going to guess this is in your office.
Yes.
It's not getting enough light. That's another sign of browning, but also moisture. We were talking about palms. It seems a little dry there, but it seems like someone just watered it. So that's probably why the issue is for the segment.
No,
but that's okay.
So
there's two different things. There's yellowing leaves that could show. That's not a sign ultimately that your plant is dying. It could be the plant's acclimating, or it could be too much water. So you just got to understand the plant. You can pull them off. You can take your shears and cut the leaves off. Plants like this, a dying stem like this, cut it, get rid of it. Some folks like the pinch, but you're going to need those shears to cut that particular one off there. You just want to pay attention to the plant speaking to you. Yellowing leaves, browning spots, that's what it's all about.
Okay, so when it comes to, I have my olive tree.
Love it.
It is sad and wants to go outside so bad right now, but we've always thought about transferring it to a bigger pot. How do you know when you need to do that?
Well, that all takes place with the root system. So based on the root system, that's how you dictate the size of the pot. Now, when we're talking about these plants here, these are the exact same size plants. This plant, what I will say, is in the wrong size pot. You want your root system to dictate the size of your pot.
Like a root ball?
A root ball.
So you can have a pot that's too big.
You can have a pot that's way too big. Because in this situation, when you water this plant, the root system's so small that when you water it, all the moisture is going to go to the side of the pot and not give the roots what it needs. This plant is going to be watered better, so you should be aware of that.
Every week telling us how to keep taking.
I've been telling your people that.
Every week.
Get me in here. Let's go.
Hilton, thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.